Welcome back, my wasted youth. This is Rev taking you through Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition the right way. When last we left our intrepid hero, we had completely finished, well, almost, the Safari Zone, as well as all of Fuchsia City. Yeah, that part's at least true. Now, we came to the right and we're not quite sure where we are yet. But before we go anywhere, I would actually like to take a look at who we've got in our group. Now, with this being episode 75, I'm going to start showing you who is actually in our Pokedex. So in this case, today's episode is going to be the Caterpie and the Weedle family. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, Pokemon 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and 9 are the families of the 3 starters. Well, we don't have their final evolutionary forms, so we're not going to go there yet. However, check this out. Now, all we're going to do is actually check our Pokemon in Pokemon Stadium. Yeah, I could show them to you on Pokemon Yellow, but I think it's probably a lot more fun to take a look, like in this little eyeball here, check Pokemon of Caterpie. Man, that's great. So there is our Caterpie. Okay, here is our Metapod, also available in Pokemon Yellow. Now, this is Arthur. Right. We have a few Butterfrees. I like this one. Let's go with that. And perfect. Okay, now, this is one of the Pokemon that I have traded for. This is our Weedle, Doozer. And here is our Kakuna. Perfect. Okay, and one more time, here is Killer Bee. Great. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to exit this and continue on with our regular party. Now, what I'm going to do from this point on is, for a couple of minutes every episode, we're going to be showing you 6 Pokemon from the Pokedex. That way we can be sure that we've caught everything. That's great. So all we gotta do now is just get attacked. Oh, really? You know, when I whistle, I can summon my dog. Sometimes. You know, sometimes she doesn't show up. It's okay, though. Now, this bird keeper has got 4 Pokemon. All of them are going to be level 26, and I've switched up the party so the right Pokemon is in the right job. Right. So Quick Attack is going to, well, go before Thunderbolt, but I have a feeling that Thunderbolt is going to rip right through everything this bird keeper has got for us. Man, that's great. So, with one shot, Pidgeotto is down, and, okay, Pikachu has grown to 34. Perfect. It's about to use... What? Okay, no, I'm not gonna switch out. Wow. What is Farfetch'd?
Farfetch'd, a wild duck Pokemon. Farfetch'd makes a delicious meal, especially when cooked with leek. Because of this, Farfetch'd is nearly extinct.
Farfetch'd is a normal and flying type that does not evolve, which just happens to be one of its many problems. At level 1, it will have Peck and Sand Attack. At level 7, it will have Leer, and at level 15, it will have Fury Attack. Now, Farfetch'd has good HP and fairly balanced stats, but at the end of the day, this is a flying type that doesn't learn any flying moves. It is the very low-level Peck, and it can learn the HM Fly, but that's it. Everything in the arsenal of Farfetch'd is going to be a status-altering attack that can raise either its defense or its speed. It can be caught in the wild in Pokemon Yellow, but in Pokemon Red and Blue, it's only available by trade. Now the kick is it's traded for a Spearow, which means if you catch a Spearow early enough, you can now have a level 2 Farfetch'd. If you're using Farfetch'd in Pokemon Red and Blue, this one's great as an HM slave, as it's the first time you can have one Pokemon use both Cut and Fly. That, coupled with a fast experience gain, makes Farfetch'd very powerful early on. And that's where it stops. Most of the TMs that Farfetch'd can learn are all physical attacks. And if you're catching one in Pokemon Yellow, every other flying type is better than this one. It is a defensive disadvantage to electric, ice, and rock types, and an offensive advantage to grass, fighting, and bug. Now, Farfetch'd's name obviously comes from Far-Fetched. However, that leek that Farfetch'd is holding in the picture is actually something called a negi, which is a Japanese spring onion. Now, duck in Japanese is kamo. So no surprise, the Japanese name of Farfetch'd is Kamo Negi. On a side note, there's a Japanese noodle dish called Kamo Negi, which contains, you guessed it, duck, and spring onion. Okay, very cool. So I'm assuming that Thunderbolt is going to rip right through this one as well. And since it hit, is it going to? Yeah, it is. Just like that, Farfetch'd is down. Perfect. Okay, so Birdkeeper is about to use Doduo. I'm going to leave Pikachu in, and my bet is with one shot of Thunderbolt, Doduo is going to go down as well. Yeah, it is just this easy. See, well, let's face it, lightning and feathers work really well together. About to use a Pidgey. No, I'm going to stay in. And just like this. Oh, we missed. Okay, so it gets a sand attack that failed as well. So with one more shot, and quick attack is going to hit us, that's okay. So is Thunderbolt though, which means that this Pidgey is going down. Perfect, and just like that, we have defeated, Birdkeeper. Okay. Yeah, that is kind of tragic. You okay? No, I don't think you are. Now, in this area of grass, what you're going to find is Oddish and Gloom, Venonat and Venomoth, as well as Pidgeotos and Bellsprouts, ranging anywhere from level 24 all the way up to 32. Now, I was expecting that I'd find Pidgeys and Weepinbells here, but after 20 minutes of searching, I just didn't. So they may be there, they may not. But, you know, at least we found those 6. Okay, that's great. So now, all we gotta do. You know what? Maybe your birds are just cold. That could be. Okay, so Pikachu is still in the front of the party, and we are going to face this bird trainer with cold birds. Okay, that's fine. Now he is going to send out a level 28 Dodrio for us, and Pikachu is just going to Thunderbolt. So because it hit, is it going to wipe this Dodrio out? Perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. So now, what else is he going to bring out? Well, it turns out all he's got left is 2 Doduos. Man, that's great. So, just like this, one more shot of Thunderbolt will rip through this level 28 Doduo. And that's perfect. So, one more Doduo down, and Pikachu is gaining some experience. He's about to use another one. We're not going to switch out at all. Perfect. So, here is Thunderbolt. It hits, and it looks to me like one more bird trainer is definitely going to be down. That's great. So, Pikachu is going to grow to level 35, which is pretty close to what we wanted. I mean, ultimately, we would like everybody at level 50, and we'll get there. It's just gonna take some time. You okay? You know what? I did. Earthquake is not going to affect anything that's in the air. Hey, perfect, man. This is Route 15. Go west to Fuchsia City. Okay, now at least we know where we are. But get this. This Route 15 has got 12 trainers on it. Right, 12 trainers. We've taken on 3. So we've still got a long way to go. Now, I have just switched up the party. Oh, do you? Okay. I guess that's fine. I know a lot of people who raise pets because they live on their own. Well, at least they have pets because they live out on their own. Now, she is going to have a level 29 Bulbasaur for us. I've switched up the party so that Snorlax is just going to Headbutt. Now, hopefully Vine Whip doesn't do that much. So, is Snorlax going to be able to tear through this Bulbasaur? Man, very close. I really hope Razor Leaf doesn't do that much damage. What I'm hoping out of all of this is that Snorlax is capable of taking out both Bulbasaur and the next one. Now, Snorlax has grown to level 32. That is perfect. Here comes Ivysaur. I'm not going to switch. So, in comes a level 29 Ivysaur, and I'm just, again, going to sit back on Headbutt. Now, hopefully, Snorlax will be able to hit, and that actually does a pretty good amount of damage. Leech Seed doesn't look like it does a whole lot to us, and Snorlax uses Headbutt, and it looks to me like we have defeated Beauty. Perfect. That's great. You kinda did. I mean, you're standing here waiting for fights. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Maybe you could knit them little sweaters, and while you're at it, knit some sweaters for that guy's shivering birds. Hi! Oh, you know what? I would love that. Okay, so she wants to show us some Pokemon that she got in a trade. I'm kind of assuming that these are going to be Pokemon that will evolve by trading. Or not. Okay, that's fine. So we are going to leave Snorlax in to fight this level 28 Gloom. Okay, fine, so Gloom has flinched, and yes, that's terrible. But that's okay. See, the idea is Snorlax was always going to be the slow one anyway. So does it really matter if it's last now? Right, it really doesn't. So this trainer has sent out an Oddish, and we are just going to sit back on Headbutt. Is Acid going to hurt? Fortunately, it doesn't hurt that much. Now, if we can just rely on not being completely paralyzed, we should be doing relatively well here. So, we use Headbutt, and this level 28 Oddish goes down too. Man, that's perfect. Okay, so she is about to use another Oddish? No, I'm not. I'm just going to stay right in. And hopefully, with 2 more shots of Headbutt, we'll be able to finish this fight very quickly. Now, is this going to be what is going to happen? Man, I hope so. Oh, so very close. That's okay. Acid is going to hurt, but again, it's only for about 11 points. Oh, in this case, only 10. Even better. And just like that, Oddish goes down. We have defeated Junior Trainer Female. No, you know what? You just weren't good enough. You okay, though? Oh, really? Huh. Oh, yeah, I know that, and that's okay. That is why I have figured out that I am going to trade and keep all the stupid names for Pokemon. That way they're going to be stuck with some really silly names. Okay, you got it. I tell you what, if you beat me, you can have all my cash, but if I beat you, I'm taking all your money. How do you like them apples? Okay, so this guy wants to fight, and he's only got 3. Now I've switched up the party so that Ivysaur is in the front of the party, and that should be okay. So I'm going to start with Razor Leaf, and I'm going to see if Razor Leaf works at all against this poison type. And if it doesn't, and that's okay, you know what, I think that's not that bad. So we should be okay against Smog, and that's fine. Let's try Razor Leaf one more time to see if we can cut through this level 28 Coughing. And it looks to me like we hit, and perfect, just enough to take it out. And that's great. So, what else has this guy got? Well, he has a Grimer. That's fine. So I'm going to stay in and just sit back on Razor Leaf and see if Ivysaur can rip through this level 28 Grimer. Hopefully it can, and it looks to me like, you know, that's not that bad. So here's Disable, it didn't work, and one more shot of Razor Leaf, we should be able to get through this Grimer. And it looks like that's exactly what happened. Wonderful. So now, what does this guy have left? Remember, he only had 3, and in this case it happens to be a Weezing. I didn't mean to do that, I meant to stay in, and Ivysaur is just going to sit back on Razor Leaf one more time. So, how much damage is this going to do to this Weezing? I'm hoping it does more than that. That's okay, I'm not too worried about it. Now his tackle isn't going to really be that effective, and it looks to me like we're going to have at least 2 more shots of Razor Leaf to be able to rip through this thing. That's fine with me. So again, tackle isn't going to do that much damage, but Razor Leaf should take this Weezing out. Now, is that going to be what is going to happen? Yes, it is. Perfect. And just like that, we have defeated a Biker. Now, Ivysaur has grown to 35, exactly what we wanted. And that's great. Yeah, it can be true. No, Ivysaur is not going to evolve. We're not getting into that again. Ivysaur is going to stay just like this till after level 50. Hi, you okay though? I wasn't. Where's your cash? Great. But now, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode. This has been Rev taking you through Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition the right way. Thanks for watching. Till next time.